Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. I hope the mic is picking me up correctly. I was having some difficulty with it a little bit earlier today. As in just 5 minutes ago when I did my pre-recording test, but it seemed to have sorted itself out. So we shall see if it's going to be a Freelancer Joe episode with audio or without. I mean, I'll still add in tracks if it's not recording, but then you won't have my illuminating and entertaining commentary. Rather unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Anybody who cannot hear me on a daily basis, I feel sorry for you. Well, I mean, not sorry, because I'm sure you have many other blessings in your life, but the sun would shine that much brighter if you could hear me. How y'all doing today? Now, clearly with my positive commentary about myself, you would think that I'm doing pretty well, but I hope you're doing well first of all. Actually, Freelancer Joe's feeling a little low energy and under the weather today. Unfortunately, my body seems to be having difficulty making the adjustment to having the heaters going. So I had to call in a sick day today, which I absolutely do not like doing. Not because my work is so important and because I'm so vital, although I am definitely vital. Mostly because I don't like having to use my vacation time, or paid time off, more accurately, for unplanned personal affairs, such as being sick. But then again, that's what it's for. That's part of what it's for. Saving that up for the other part, which is when you want to take time off for an express purpose, not just for reconvalescence. Is that the correct word? I'm using big words again without knowing 100% whether or not I'm using them correctly. I'm also probably going to be a little low energy today. And I have to be careful because I'm almost certain my voice is going to, well, not my voice itself, but the energy I put into making sure that I am speaking at an appropriate volume probably going to wane. But I mean, the benefit of having the day off is that I could do more binge watching. And I have been binge watching. Well, multitasking actually. I've been binge watching and binge playing my games. And that's another thing. I would rather have been doing something useful, but you know, when your energy's not just there, not much you can do. So you just have to listen to your body. When your body says something that you shouldn't ignore, because lots of times when my body says things about what to eat, I wonder if food would help me feel better. No, it'd probably make me feel worse, believe it or not. The longer I stay off of my diet, the more toxins accumulate in the body, and it takes that much longer for stuff to flush out. Alright, where was I going with that? Oh yes, I was going with my binge watching. So if you caught my Drinks with Joe episode, you'll know that I was very, very positive on Daredevil Season 3. And I was so positive that it inspired me to go back and watch the first 2 seasons of Daredevil. And I was so built up with goodwill towards Marvel Television that I went ahead and gave Jessica Jones Season 2 a shot. And again, if you remembered my thoughts on not watching it in my Drinks with Joe episode, that was basically that I probably wasn't missing much. So after watching Season 2 of Jessica Jones, I can safely say I wasn't missing much. Now, to be fair, she's not quite as an unpleasant character, but she still has the same basic traits of that I just didn't like about her. I think it has to do with the fact that you can kind of accept maybe one self-destructive tendency, you know, the Achilles heel, so to speak. what is it? What was the definition for tragedy again? It was like the hero has this one flaw, you know, and that no. Downfall of the main character. Is that what it is? The downfall is usually blah 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 blah. The former drama based on many whatever. Whatever. And that's the tragedy. That's just how low energy I'm feeling today. I can't even be bothered to look that up. I'm assuming it's basically the downfall of a hero because of one particular character trait, something that they can't shake. Anyway, the issue with Jessica Jones is quite simply she has multiple self-destructive tendencies, and while I guess you can sort of you can understand where they're coming from, why she does it. That doesn't make it an interesting character or one you want to watch. And it doesn't help that. Well, I'm not going to go too much into spoilers. It's spoilers at all. I mean, if you like Jessica Jones, more power to you. I mean, I can understand people liking things that don't resonate with me. I mean, we all have different tastes. But see, one of the strong suits throughout all of the Marvel, well, that is generally associated with Marvel television series is that it's a strong villain. They usually have a very, very strong villain. And unfortunately, Season 2 of Jessica Jones does not. I see where they were going with it. And I guess it could appeal to some characters, but at the end of the day, it really didn't for me. And that's an interesting thing about the Marvel television series. I think if I were to put it at a kind of a percentage, right, you would have 60% of it is the villain, and then the 40% is actually the hero. So even if you have a villain firing on all 6 cylinders, maybe you're lucky enough to have V8. I remember telling you one of my life's goals is eventually to, oh, why did I start this up? Oh, they didn't. One of my life goals is to actually own a car that has more than 4 cylinders. I could talk about that later. Anyway, so in the Marvel TV series is that even if the villain is firing on all cylinders, as in, say, Jessica Jones Season 1 with Kilgrave, the Purple Man, right? If the hero cannot contribute enough of their 40%, it's still a wash. I mean, so Kilgrave is the full 60%. Jessica Jones herself, she was a 0 as far as I'm concerned, and so that's, you know, a 60%, which is, well, that's an F, right? I think that's, there was that a D. Wait, let me see. 190A, 9080B, 8070C, 7060D. You know what? Jessica Jones was such an unpleasant character. Well, no. If I had to do full 60%, that would be Kingpin. So Kilgrave was like at 55. I mean, he was good. He was really, really good. But not quite enough. Not quite enough. Very, very good, though. I mean, cannot knock him for it. I mean, if Jessica Jones herself had been even just a little bit, because it wouldn't have taken much to get Jessica Jones Season 1 to like a 70, which is a C, which is okay, you know. I wouldn't mind giving the second season another shot. I still did, obviously, but that's mostly because of how freaking awesome Daredevil is. And anyway, so Season 1, let's see, Kilgrave was a 55%, Jessica Jones was a 0, so it's an F. Season 2, I mean, let's see, okay, so the villain itself, you can sort of understand the motivation. Nah. It's just a meh. The character herself is a meh. Yeah, and so, what I am... Alright, So if we... Let me actually focus on work for a little bit. What I was trying to do yesterday, let's see if it... I had uploaded... I thought I had uploaded... my website. Alright, so that picture shows up, that's fine. Services, but my picture wasn't showing up, and the services thing is not showing up correctly. Or it's not displaying my services. So either something did not get correctly transferred over, or no, okay, so that image still isn't there. Harmony still isn't here. And interestingly enough, my site actually should be directing me to the offline page. Unless I forgot something. I do not want to learn more about that. It should be directing to offline. Oh. Is it not synced up yet? That's interesting. That's very interesting. And so the style's messed up too. Okay. Alright. So what am I talking about? Okay, so I typed in freelancerjoe.com, right? And this is what comes up. And yet my website link here is actually this. So the way it actually works is I take advantage of Amazon's content delivery network, which it's what they do to optimize the transfer of websites and manage content, essentially. And so when somebody goes to freelancerjoe.com, it's actually the content delivery network that is responsible for giving the appropriate content. So it's possible that the CDN stuff is out of sync with my actual website, which is interesting. Alright, but the other particular problem right now is, okay, so first of all, the style's not right on this. That's no bueno. No es bueno. Alright, so let's go ahead and fix the style first, and that's what I was not afraid of, but concerned about, was that I still have to upload my style sheet manually. This is a shame. Alright. I mean, I could probably. Ideally, I suspect nothing and everything. No. Let me see. I suspect that I can actually... I have to play around with Webpack, which is what I use to build my distributable. See, I can say that word correctly today. Or at least once. Alright. So now if I try this again... Okay, so the style is there. And now, though, if I redirect to the actual page it's supposed to be, which is index.html. Nope, we don't need double dots. Okay, so now if we refresh this again, now we get my site, and okay, there's my image one about me. That's fine. and services. Services appear. Portfolio appears. Clients. Alright, so the client image isn't appearing. Okay. That's fair enough. Let's see. Let's look into the bucket again. It's possible I might not have uploaded it, which is very odd. Client 1, that does not look right. Projects, UI, image, clients. Well, that explains a lot. I didn't upload the correct image. Okay. It must have been a while since I've updated my website. So that's uploaded. And so now let's refresh. Anyway, yeah, so Jessica Jones, Season 2. Blah. Just blah. And the thing is, she actually, services, is probably even more damaged now. Alright, there we go. So clients is there. Harm user. Okay, this is fine, but this is if somebody is accessing the S3 bucket, which contains my website directly, and they shouldn't have to. When they type in freelancerjoe.com, the content delivery network should contain the buckets optimized for delivery. The contents of the bucket optimized for delivery. Alright, so now the question is it simply a matter of it taking a while to sync, or it's one thing. Since we know it's actually in my bucket because we're going to the link directly for my bucket, and we see that everything is there. So it's one of two things. One is that the content delivery network is out of sync, or two, my browser is still caching things. So let's see. Let's refresh. Interesting. So now the content delivery network is serving up my offline page. Okay. So I suspect it actually just might be out of sync. The content delivery network. Alright. Well, let's bring up Chrome. And while that's doing that, I shall talk more about what I've been binge watching. As I said, Jessica Season 2. Blah. But I still had enough of a positive vibe left over after watching Daredevil. Oh, and also rewatched Defenders. And my impression that I gave on my review that I gave on Drinks with Joe still stands. It was good, but Jessica Jones not as unlikable as she is in her show. Luke Cage still meh. And Danny Rand's still a punk. I guess it doesn't help that his name is Danny Rand. I mean, really, how do you take a guy seriously named Danny? Unless he's Irish. Alright, what am I doing? I want to clear browsing. Okay, we're going to clear this. Time range, all time. Clearing everything out. Alright, and hopefully that's enough. Freelancerjoe.com. Alright, so it's still offline. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to sync up. I don't remember seeing the documentation on that. Actually, I kind of forget where I even set that up, to be honest. Where did I set that up? It's not Lambda, not Gateway. Is it Management Tools? It's no. Security, no. Internet, no. Media Services, no. There we go. CloudFront. It's CloudFront. Web deployed, enabled, last modified 14/2/20. Alright. So this is it. Let's see, what are the distribution settings? General. Last modified, yeah. Behaviors, errors, restrictions. I don't know how long it takes for it to. Working with distributions, overview of distributions. Content origin, blah, 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 blah. Haha. You know, I should look at troubleshooting. Troubleshooting distribution issues. No, I'm not getting an error. No. So that's not really troubleshooting. Limits. Adding the CloudFront distributes. Make sure that you add. Alright, no, so it should be the bucket. It should be fine. Right? Is it the images? Is it not picking up the images? Oh no, but it picked up this image. It's fine. That's interesting. I still think it's a delay. It's got to be delay. A time delay. Or did I not save? I'm almost certain I saved it. Services. S3. Anyway, yes. So, okay, I stopped after talking about the Defenders. And after Season 2 of Jessica Jones, I've gone ahead and started Season 2 of Luke Cage, and I mean, it looks the same. It has the same style, but without Cottonmouth there, it just doesn't have the same style. You know what I'm saying? And Bushmaster, he's ruthless. Yeah, I mean, chopping people's heads off. I mean, that's pretty vicious. Or what he did to Piranha. I mean, that was clever, but I mean, you know, it's not. Yeah. Again, as far as villains go, and that's a problem. He's just. I mean, he's not as bad as the Jessica Season 2 villain, because at least I don't know. He gives off a villain vibe. A unique villain vibe, I should say. Because you say, oh, that's Bushmaster. Alright, yeah, I dig that. The Jessica Jones villain, though? Okay, what am I looking at? I'm completely lost at this point. No, I still think it's time. It's just time. I just have to wait for it to sync up. Because it took, well, it was, you know what? It might take 24 hours. If it takes a full 24 hours for it to catch up, that would explain, because I switched it to offline yesterday at the end of my episode. Alright, so that might take another, 24 hours for it to all catch up. Oh, jeez, great. Well, so what do I do now then? Boy, this has been a perfect microcosm for my day. Things I should do, like, you know, go to work, but shouldn't do, or couldn't do because it's feeling under the weather, or in this case, because I have to wait for this to sync up. Well, what can I do? So I only got like 5 minutes left. Well, let's take a look at my lambdas. double check to see if they're set up for, well, set up correctly for the gateways, the gateway endpoints. I don't think they are, to be honest. And I don't know if I really should bother, because there's only one that I would actually use the gateway endpoint for. So it might be best not to actually add this code in there to make it handle it correctly. Yeah, see, JSON stringify minimi fields. Let's see. Oh, looking at the wrong thing. Ooh, boy. I just remembered now to double check the camera to make sure that it didn't freeze. Not that I know what triggers it to freeze, because it just freezes whenever it chooses to. Alright, I was looking at my source code, this bad boy right here, to see if I made the changes to my local copy. Not really local, since I have it uploaded to Git, backed up. Let me see. Oh, wait, I stringified this. Oh, that's contact email. That's supposed to be stringified. Then I stringify. No, not these guys. Nope. Nope. Didn't. Alright. But should I bother doing that? Alright. Okay, so if I don't, it doesn't matter because I don't actually access it via a gateway endpoint. I'm going to keep hitting that. So that's one. It doesn't matter since I don't actually access it. Two, nor do I actually intend to ever access it. It's just more like a demo proof of concept kind of thing. So that's reasons not to do it. There is one reason, however, to do it, and that is conformity and consistency. Right. Because the reason that the error occurred in the first place was because I made all of these lambdas, or I made my contact email lambda, the one lambda that does actually have access via an endpoint, conform to all of these other guys who didn't, and hence the problems I had, and that took me so long to figure out. But if I do make them all conform now, which would be good habit and practice, so that the next time I create a new lambda, I remember to, as long as I follow this pattern, I should have no issue. But then I won't actually remember why I do a certain thing. So, well, okay. You know what? I'm not feeling it, and we're almost at the 30-minute mark, so what a day, what a day. Well, I will just consider it part of that deep breath I started taking yesterday, and it's just a really deep breath that's continuing through today. And that deep breath should be done, and I will exhale tomorrow, unless I'm still feeling not so hot. But I am at the 30-minute mark, or just about, so I'll wrap it up for now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for bearing with me for this kind of not so impressive episode. It's not even that, you don't even have the entertainment of me being frustrated or stomached. So you just have the entertainment of me being meh. I feel like Jessica Jones season 2. So I hope tomorrow's episode will be a little more interesting. And that I hope you join me, and that I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day. And in the meantime, you take care, and God bless.